answer to every consumer, every ICE user to make a switch to electric mobility. You don't have a fixed monthly cost or a subscription or any headache that you have to pay even if you're not using it.
And the box, which have the fully charged battery, opens up automatically without any human interface. So there are no cables, no wires, no entanglement.
See, right now the whole push towards electric mobility is happening because of the FAME subsidy. So we are creating a business which should be or a product which is sustainable to a customer even without subsidy. We are the only company in India to develop high-speed scooter as well as high-speed motorcycle. Correct.
Hi, hello, namaskar. I'm Pradeep and hope you guys are doing great. We have been covering a lot of electric scooters and two-wheeler in the recent times, and there are quite a few limitations in that market. One thing is the range and the other thing is pricing. India as a country needs things in budget, and you can't do that because the battery packs are very, very expensive. And the only solution to have that problem solved is a swapping network. And luckily for us, today we have the Hop Electric CEO with us, and we have a very interesting swapping network as well. So let's quickly go and introduce him to you guys and also talk about the swapping network. Let's go. Hi sir, finally.
Hi Pradeep.
Very nice to meet you. I am good,
Nice.
sir. So this is a very interesting system. I was really interested, and after talking to you, got the idea behind this as well. So before we go to the swapping network, tell us a little bit about yourself and the Hop Electric. How did it all start?
So my background is basically I'm into energy. I started my first company which is into solar energy. We set up megawatt, gigawatt scale solar parks across India. We've commissioned about 1 gigawatt of solar projects, and the name of the company is Race Power Infra, and I'm a graduate from IIT Roorkee 2010 batch. Hop Electric Mobility is basically my second business, which I started in 2018. The concept behind this business was really to solve the all the problems of electric mobility or transition towards electric mobility, where we figured out that the higher upfront cost, range anxiety, people not getting good road ready vehicles in the EV segment, and the charging time. These are the four key problems which we figured out, and we try to solve these four problems and give a solution to the customer where they can smoothly transition towards electric mobility. And in that endeavor we have developed we are the only company in India to develop high-speed scooter as well as high-speed motorcycle. Correct. Which we are launching in next couple of months.
Because if you see anywhere in India, right, either the companies are into scooter market or into two-wheeler market, but there is no place where you have the motorcycle and also the scooter available, which is quite difficult for the customers.
And we have the energy infra also. So basically there's a high-speed scooter, there's a high-speed motorcycle, and to back all of that we have an energy infra which will cater to our products as well as other products, other two-wheelers as well as three-wheelers, which will come in the electric mobility segment.
So Ketan, tell us why this mobility, this charging infra is very important. And you told a very interesting point. Tell us about the subsidy part.
So see, right now the whole push towards electric mobility is happening because of the FAME subsidy. There is a 40% subsidy which is given on every product, and that's really pushing people towards this, and the prices come down. We are also into that race. Of course, we have our products which are going to get the largest subsidy which is available, and we are going to encash that. But we don't want to create a business which is totally focused on subsidies. Correct. Because the subsidy is going to go out. I've been in solar business. Correct. I've seen solar getting subsidies when it was 15 rupees per unit, and today we are at 2 or 3 rupees a unit, and there is no subsidy. In fact, there is a 40% tax of import duty imposed on solar panels.
Yeah.
So the government will push you, will help you in the starting, but it will not continue forever. So we are creating a business which should be or a product which is sustainable to a customer even without subsidy. And this is the answer to that, because we've developed our own products. We've seen the problems today. When I talk to a consumer and say, what kind of motorcycle you need, he needs a motorcycle which can drive 250 kilometers, 200 kilometers a day.
Is that possible?
I can't pack, or nobody can pack that size of a battery pack, into a motorcycle. It makes practically impossible. The price becomes too high. The weight becomes too high. So we are creating products which will actually give that without having to spend that much.
Correct.
So we'll have the first swappable motorcycle later this year. We already have swappable scooters running on roads. We are getting ready for an era which is post-subsidy. Correct. And that's where this will become so important. that otherwise the transition which we have started so well will not continue for a long time without subsidy.
Correct. If you take the pricing in the current Indian market, right, everything post-subsidy is more expensive than the ICE
It will
already.
become.
And imagine if the subsidies are cancelled. Let's take an example of few players where the cost here, back there, where I stay in Bangalore, it costs about 1.5, 1.57,
Yes.
8 lakhs.
Without
post
subsidy, it's like 2 lakhs plus.
2 lakhs. And same goes with the bigger battery packs which is available, 180.
Absolutely. And that's you are talking about scooters. Motorcycles, it will be even more expensive because the size is bigger, the battery is bigger, the powertrain is bigger. So if you have to really make everybody who's driving an ICE today shift towards electric mobility, you need to solve these problems. And this is our answer. This is our holy grail where we have developed a product which is generations ahead of any other swapping solution or energy station. And this is our answer to every consumer, every ICE user to make a switch to electric mobility.
Correct. So in the near future, it's all going to be electric. So the ICE going to run out. It's all going to be environmental friendly fuels, be it hydrogen or electric most probably. And this is the future. So before we go further, Ketan, so maybe we can have a demonstration of how this works.
Sure. I'll call my CTO also. I think he'll demonstrate the functionality which is built into this station and how this is the most advanced version of the product. So I'll just use this card which we'll give to every consumer who is on the Hop Energy network. So he has to just get this card. You don't need even a smartphone to use this. You get a card. You just click here, which is swapping through the IC card. You put your card here. The balance gets deducted into the system. This opens up. You put your battery which is drained out. You pick it up from the scooter.
We can show a full demonstration.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is so from here, he's a customer who have using this system from past 18 months. Now he has this card. So when he's out of battery and it is discharged, so he comes to a nearest swap station.
Yeah.
He comes to the nearest swap station. He parks the vehicle. He goes to the station, clicks on swap. Here. Yeah. So the box which have empty slots open up. He can put in the discharge battery here. And the box which have the fully charged battery opens up automatically without any human interface. So there are no cables, no wires, no entanglement, even no locking or unlocking of the box. He keeps the battery on the vehicle and he's ready for the...
So less than 20 seconds you have complete 70-100 kilometer of range with you. That's it. And another thing, which when we launched this kind of a product about a year back, we've been running this pilot for a year now in Jaipur. The consumers came to us and said, we don't want this subscription kind of a thing where we are bound, with a fixed monthly fee or rental, which we have to pay every month. That was the biggest problem which we encountered with the consumers. So now the next solution or the next product which we are going to come out on both scooter and motorcycle side, it will not require you to pay any monthly subscription. It will be pay as you go. So just like you fill your petrol, correct, as much as you want. Today I have to drive 100 kilometers, I fill a petrol worth 100 rupees or 200 rupees. Similarly, you just pay what you want to run or what you want to ride today. That's it. You don't have a fixed monthly cost or a subscription or any headache that you have to pay even if you're not using it. So we are going to remove all of that.
So it's more like you subscribe to Netflix, but if you watch it, don't watch it, you're going to pay for it.
You're going to pay it. So, and that's a headache, People, at least I have seen consumers not having to want that. They want something, they pay only as much as they use it. That's it.
So just for the sake of, since you're paying for it, then you start using it.
Yes.
Like I need to watch more movies, more series in the Netflix. Yeah. And also there are quite a few advantages in this as well. Just like how automatic the process is. Yeah. Along with that, so this can be installed anywhere.
Kind of data which we are able to capture and improve our battery, our technology continuously. So that will demonstrate the entire...
So we have these swap stations, and the beauty of it is it's a modular system. So it's a 12-slot system. Where the demand is high, we can give a 12-slot system. We also are developing the 4 or 6-slot systems where we can install them in the residential, commercial, and different areas of the city. So right now I show you. So this is the home screen where you get it, and the home screen you can have how many batteries are full, how many are idle, and then If you click on this, you also know what is the SOC level voltage and the temperature inside the cabinet. So it safeguards you. And we are also providing the admin panel for the owner of the machine or the operational team which is handling these swapping operations. So inside that admin panel, you can have access to all the specific data points, that what is the temperature inside that, what is the current it is charging or discharging, what is the SOC level, what is the health level, SOH level. You can also cap the DOD levels and at what SOC settings you want to keep it green and available for the customer, and what SOC settings you want to make it depleted. So all of these are all integrated. This is cloud connected, so we have all the data pushed into the cloud. We optimize for the health of the battery, because in the swapping business, the number of cycles you get from a battery and the health of the battery matters the most. And if we can achieve a good performance over a longer cycle, that is beneficial for both the customer and the business. So that's how we're tackling it.
And this is all air cooled, so the charging is happening under a controlled environment. Unlike you see all the battery health issues which are happening today, it's more about thermal runaway which is happening with the batteries, and you see all the fire incidents and everything. Normally during charging or during discharging, it's a thermal runaway.
Correct.
Here, the entire charging is happening in a controlled environment at a fixed temperature.
We have an AC behind it, so which cools at a certain temperature, and any time it goes above 35 degrees, it cool it down to below 35, so it keeps in 35-degree range. I'll show you the battery also. It's a very light battery and it's a very portable battery, so any customer can actually handle this battery. It's a very ergonomic battery, so if you can hold this and tell you how heavy is it.
It's not really that heavy compared to the batteries that I have used. So you have the technology. So I hope you guys have seen it during the swapping. You don't really have to do any plug and play.
Right.
There's no wires attached, anything. So it's completely automatic process. So just you have to keep it and take it. That's how easy the process is. And also it's easy for the retailers who have this setup as well, because you have the data. So you can see how many batteries, how much charging you have, and also it's not that it comes in a single size. So it can have a huge setup as well, depending on the space and availability.
Absolutely.
Let's say you have a very small retail space, you can only have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And if you have a bigger space where
We have a hub and spoke model where we'll have single stations or 2 stations at every medical shop or a kirana shop or a restaurant, and then large hubs where there will be a dedicated shop where you can have maybe 10 or 20 such stations. So this is a hub and spoke model where, you just need to, for example, we had an analysis that in Jaipur, if I have to keep one such station at every 2 kilometers, I just need 30 odd points, that's it. So if I have 30 such stations in Jaipur, every consumer in Jaipur will have one station in 2 kilometers.
So it's also good for a small city like Jaipur, and it's also all over.
Of course, metro cities, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, anywhere, because this is basically solving your range problem, the upfront cost, the charging time, and these 3 critical problems are being solved with the same solution.
So I seriously believe that swapping is the future, a nearby future, and this is the only solution that we have. Because come on, we can't go putting a bigger battery.
You can have fast chargers, you can have fast charging, but the cost involved in developing, the chemistry at the cell chemistry level, at the battery pack level and the thermal management level, because this is a 2-wheeler, you can't really afford to make it really expensive. It's not a $50,000, $100,000 car. So we have to keep the cost in mind, we have to keep the utility in mind, and we have to keep the customer's mindset in mind that 200, 250 kilometers I want to run in a day. That kind of mindset we need to replicate, which they have in the ICE.
So Ketan, I think, do you think you guys have an advantage, because most of the swapping station technologies from abroad, they are the big players. From an Indian company to develop an Indian product to also have the mobility. You have your own scooters and 2-wheelers as well. So you think it will be a big advantage to you guys?
So see, so far what is happening in India is that there is a company who is developing a product, and there is a company who is probably trying to develop energy infra or a swapping station, and they're trying to fix each other, but it's not designed or conceptualized in that sense.
Correct.
The product is already done, the swapping is separate, you're trying to mix the two. We're the only company probably who will do from grounds up, who's keeping in mind that I need to create a swappable scooter and a motorcycle with multiple batteries, with that 250, 300 kilometer range, and developing the grounds up design right from the chassis to the final, the exterior and the looks. So all of that is being done from grounds up. including the keeping the energy infra in mind.
And also one other thing that I've noticed in the recent times, just about a few weeks ago, there was a fire runaway, thermal runaway during charging of the battery, and we had fatality.
And assume that the charging was happening in your house. Yeah, exactly. So
father and daughter.
I mean, how safe you will feel to charge your batteries at your house if such incidents are happening and you're hearing about that. So this is a controlled environment because these batteries are they are designed to be charged and discharged in a controlled environment. In the scooter, there's a controlled environment because the power electronics of the scooter controls it. But during charging, this is a station which can control the temperature. It has all the protections, fire safety, alarms, every particular sensor is already inbuilt.
Correct.
And it's happening in that controlled environment, so you feel safe about it.
And also one thing that I really like, even though it's very, very small, Ketan, is having that card. Because in our Indian market, not everybody has mobile phones and
we decided to do it with a smartphone earlier because we felt that's more convenient. But then we thought, 30% of our population still has a feature phone, which probably doesn't have a QR scanner or those kind of apps.
Yeah.
So we have this card which you use in every metro, and everybody knows how to use this. So it's much simpler, and just recharge the card and use pay as you go.
What is this?
So this is a camera. So it records anybody who's swapping while you're swapping. You're standing here and swapping so it records you so that we can know any incident. If somebody tries to damage this or somebody tries to. These are manless systems.
Correct.
So if somebody tries to damage this, we have the recording and we can make use of it. It's a safety feature.
Yeah. So I think this will be a big advantage to you guys. And where do you see your company in 2 years down the line with this coming in line?
So the current focus, like I said, is on the FAME subsidy because that's the flavor right now, and we are launching the 2 new products, high-speed scooter and high-speed motorcycle. The development right now is happening on the swappable scooters and motorcycles, which we'll see the launch end of this year. That is a post-subsidy era which we are preparing for, and that will be launched later this year. So we'll have complete bouquet of products, and we're trying to really solve the crucial problems which every consumer has. We've interacted with so many people. We've studied reviews on your YouTube channels and videos and all. So we're just trying to solve those problems. That's it.
Perfect. And also it's not just for the two-wheelers. So majority of the market I'm in Jaipur and speak summer. A lot of people not prefer traveling in two-wheelers as well. So they try rickshaws.
Yeah.
And e-rickshaws is a big thing here.
Absolutely. The same batteries can be used in autos, in three-wheelers. Okay. You use 4 such batteries, you have an auto. You use 2 such batteries, you have a rickshaw. You have 3 such batteries, you have a motorcycle. You have 1 such battery, you have a scooter. So basically it's a modular system, usable across 2 and 3-wheelers. So this infra will be used across the segment, and this probably makes up more than 90% of the total mobility in India, 2 and 3-wheelers.
So when is this gonna come to the market?
It's already there. Testing in Jaipur, we have 5 stations already running since a year. We are trying to perfect the product. We don't want to, just like I talked about our motorcycle, we really believe in very, very thorough testing before giving out the products in the mass market, because we don't want any complaints and failures to come out. So this is it's already deployed for last 12 months. People are using it. Every day people come, swap, go. So this is happening already in Jaipur. Yeah, we are just upgrading this to the 2nd version now. And we plan to launch this sometimes around Diwali this year.
And it will be all over India. Anyone can.
We'll start city by city. It's a city-wise rollout because we want to capture 1 city at a time. But yes, this will go out first to our, probably by that time, we have 100 experience centers in India right now, and probably 300 by the end of this year. So yes, it will go out to those 300 centers immediately. Okay. And then it will expand from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for providing us all the inputs.
Sure.
And I'm looking to use this in my state, Bangalore. And
Absolutely.
hope we have a showroom there as well.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've done a great